You will never do anything in the world without courage. These are the best qualities of thought, along with honor. The difference between an educated person and a fool is the same as the difference between a living person and a corpse. We live in deeds, not years; in mind, not breath; in feelings, not in numbers. We have to count time by heart rate. He who is most alive thinks most, feels most glorious, acts best. The biggest thing so far is being a master of metaphors. It is one thing that cannot be learned from others, and it is also a sign of genius, for a good metaphor implies an intuitive perception of the similarity of the different. The beauty of the soul shines when a person endures trial after trial, not because he does not feel it, but because he is a person of high and heroic character. The most perfect political community is one in which the middle class is in control and outnumber the other classes. The initial deviation from the truth could potentially be multiplied 1,000-fold. To the question, what is a friend? The answer is that one soul resides in two bodies. The goal of the wise is not to have pleasure, but to avoid pain. This is the reason why mothers are closer to their children than fathers, because mothers suffer more when they give birth to their children and are more confident that they are their own. The highest value of life depends on consciousness and the power of contemplation rather than on mere survival. A society that has lost its grip on the past is in danger, because it will produce people who know nothing but the present, and who are unaware that life has been, and can be, different from the usual. Anyone who delights in solitude is either a beast or a god. We fight so that we can live in peace. To become aware that we understand or think means to be aware of our own existence. Loving someone means identifying with them. Wanting to be friends can be done quickly, but friendship is a fruit that ripens slowly. The purpose of art is not to represent outward appearances, but of intrinsic value and significance. All human action has one or more of these 7 causes: opportunities, qualities, compulsions, habits, reasons, desires. The proof that you know something is that you can teach it. Educating the mind without educating the heart is not education at all. The ideal human being endures life's misfortunes with dignity and grace, seeing the best of all situations. A happy life is a life in accordance with the values of virtue. It is a life that involves effort, and is not spent on fun alone. To write well, express yourself like an ordinary person, but think like a wise person. Or, think like a wise person, but speak like the average person. The possibility of the impossibility is always preferable to the unconvincing possibility. The educated person is as different from the uneducated as life from the dead. Making friends with everyone is like not being friends with anyone. Democracy is when the poor, and not those who own property, rule. Dignity is not earned by having honor, but worthiness in earning it. At best, man is the noblest of all animals. Apart from law and justice, humanity will be the worst. Anyone can get angry. That's easy, but getting angry with the right person, and at the right level, and at the right time, and for the right purpose, and in the right way, is not in everyone's possession, and is not easy. Excellence is an art that is won by training and habituation. We don't act rightly, because we have virtue or excellence, but we have, because we acted right. We are what we repeatedly do. Education is an ornament in prosperity, and a refuge in trouble. Equality is reflected in the same treatment of unequal people. Excellence is no accident. It is always the result of high intention, sincere effort, and intelligent action. It represents a wise choice of many alternatives. Choice, not accident, determines your destiny. It is easy to do good deeds, but not easy to get into the habit of doing them. Friends holding mirrors. Through the mirror they can see each other in ways that they themselves could not, and it is this reflection that helps them improve themselves as persons. The sign of an educated mind is being able to digest a thought without accepting it. It's best to get up before dawn, as such habits contribute to health, wealth, and wisdom. Humans are goal-seeking animals. His life only has meaning if he reaches out and strives for his goals. Criticism is something we can easily avoid by saying nothing, doing nothing, and becoming nothing. Humans created gods in their own image, not only in form but also in terms of their way of life. Poetry is more subtle and more philosophical than history, because poetry expresses the universal, and history is only particular.